High above the Vistula River in Kraków, Poland, stood the imposing Wawel Castle. But beneath the castle, nestled within a cave, lived a fearsome dragon. This was no ordinary creature of myth. This dragon was a terrifying reality. The dragon's roars echoed through the city, striking fear into the hearts of the bravest souls. Its massive wings, when unfurled, blotted out the sun, casting an ominous shadow over Kraków. The dragon's hunger was insatiable, and it demanded a gruesome tribute. Livestock, gold, and even human sacrifices. Every week, the terrified townspeople would deliver their offerings to the cave, desperate to appease the beast and avoid its wrath. The dragon's reign of terror cast a dark cloud over Kraków, its presence a constant threat to the city's very existence. Kraków was home to many valiant knights, their bravery renowned throughout the land. When the dragon's reign of terror began, these brave warriors vowed to slay the beast and liberate their city. They donned their shining armor, mounted their noble steeds, and charged into the dragon's lair. But the dragon's scales were as hard as steel, impervious to their sharpest blades. Its fiery breath could melt the strongest armor, turning even the bravest knight into a charred husk. One by one, the knights fell, their courage no match for the dragon's awesome power. The once vibrant city of Kraków grew silent, its streets deserted, its people cowering in fear within their homes. As despair threatened to engulf Kraków, a glimmer of hope emerged from an unexpected source. Skuba, a humble shoemaker known for his wit and ingenuity, refused to give in to despair. He listened to the tales of the fallen knights, observing that brute force was no match for the dragon's might. Skuba, unlike the knights, believed that brains could triumph where brawn had failed. He spent his days in his workshop, not crafting shoes, but devising a plan to outsmart the fearsome dragon. A plan began to form in his mind, a risky and daring plan that just might work. Skuba knew he needed a way to get the sulfur into the dragon's belly. He decided to use the creature's insatiable hunger against it. He procured a recently deceased sheep from a local farmer. Carefully, he cut open the sheep and filled its cavity with a mixture of sulfur and other flammable materials. He then stitched the sheep back together, disguising his deadly concoction within the animal's lifeless form. With his creation complete, Skuba set off towards the dragon's cave, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. He knew that if his plan failed, he would suffer the same fate as the brave knights before him. As he approached the dragon's cave, Skuba could feel the heat of the dragon's fiery breath on his face. He cautiously placed the sulfur-filled sheep at the mouth of the cave. The dragon, sensing the presence of its expected tribute, emerged from its lair. Its eyes, glowing like hot coals, fell upon the lifeless sheep. The dragon, driven by its insatiable hunger, swallowed the sheep whole without a moment's hesitation. Skuba watched from a safe distance, his heart pounding in his chest. The sulfur, now trapped within the dragon's belly, would react with the beast's fiery breath, igniting a conflagration from within. The dragon thrashed and writhed in agony, its fiery breath now a liability, fueling the inferno within. The dragon, initially oblivious to the danger, let out a triumphant roar, its fiery breath scorching the air around it. But the roar quickly transformed into a pained shriek as the sulfur ignited within its stomach. Desperate to quench its burning thirst, the dragon lumbered towards the Vistula River. It plunged its massive head into the water, guzzling down vast quantities in a futile attempt to extinguish the fire raging within. But it was too late. The water, reacting with the burning sulfur, created a volatile mixture, its pressure building within the dragon's belly. With a deafening roar that shook the very foundations of Wawel Castle, the dragon exploded in a spectacular eruption of fire and water. The once mighty dragon was no more, its legend forever entwined with the tale of Skuba, the clever shoemaker. Skuba, the unassuming shoemaker, had achieved what their bravest knights could not. The legend of Skuba and the Wawel Dragon became a tale whispered from generation to generation, a testament to the power of intelligence over brute strength.